So good evening, everybody. My name is Amelia Hoffman. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Director of Student Success and Engagement. I'm joined by some wonderful colleagues from across the college who are going to spend a little bit of time talking about kind of what your student life is like on campus, what they can get involved with, what are some of the great opportunities to help get them connected and rooted to their ESF experience, and really find a lot of value in what we have to offer. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Our topics tonight will involve a discussion on career services. Our Office of International Education is represented, Office of Student Success and Engagement. We'll talk a little bit about recreation services, what the orientation leaders are tasked with doing for your student during orientation week, a preview of the orientation schedule, and a little bit about how your student can get involved on campus. So our first presenter tonight is Meredith Chase from Career Services. So I'm going to turn things over to Meredith, and she will discuss a little bit about career services. Thank you, Meredith.
Thank you, Amelia, and hello, everyone. Welcome. Hope you're having a great Tuesday afternoon. As Amelia said, my name is Meredith Chase. I'm the Assistant Director here in Career Services, and we are so excited to be here, the team of three of us, to support your students in their career success. So starting from the beginning of starting that college journey all the way past through being an alumni and supporting them as they go as well. So as I mentioned, there's a team of three of us. You can see my colleagues, John Termyville and Casey Duffy here on the slide as well. And going over kind of a little bit about what we do, we really help students and alumni connect their dots for their career success, whether it be helping figuring out if a major is the right fit, to finding experiences to learn more about their areas of study or to explore career options, to connecting with employers, and so much more than that. So going through some key resources on the slide here, the first I want to talk about is Handshake. Handshake is our career management platform, and it is used by over 1,400 colleges and universities throughout the world, honestly. And the system does a lot of different things. It's first and foremost a place where students can schedule one-on-one appointments with us, whether that be in person or virtually. We do both and really happy to help in any regard. And it's also a place where students can look for job and internship opportunities, local, statewide, throughout the country. We also have on there our events, so our career fairs and other places that students can get more career information. A couple other things, we have our career guide that's currently in the mix of getting a nice reboot and update for this fall semester, and that's something we'll have available to students on campus, and we'll eventually have digitally as well, where there's resources to help throughout the career exploration process. We have different opportunities to connect and network with employers and alumni. This includes our career and internship fairs. We have 2 per year. We had 99 employers we maxed out and had a wait list in the spring, and on track to potentially reach that again for this fall semester. And students are invited to come to these opportunities even from the beginning of their ESF experience to start to get to know our employers and what opportunities are out there and offered, and just to learn and explore. We also have our website and our listserv where we share lots of information related to career success. And also we have different resources and exploration tools that students can take advantage of, such as links to assessments and other pieces that might be helpful for them throughout their process. With the listserv in particular too, students get an email every Monday morning once the semester begins. It is an opt-out service, so students are automatically added with their Syracuse email addresses to the system, and they'll get those updates and also some highlighted job postings. So that's kind of a very broad overview of what we do. And Amelia, if you want to go to the next slide. I want to highlight kind of some of our key events that are coming along this semester that we're really excited about. The first one is our really big one, which is DEC at ESF Day. The Department of Environmental Conservation in New York State is a huge partner of ours for internships and for student jobs. We even have internships that are specifically for ESF students. So they're going to have a whole event on Friday, September 15th. There's going to be information sessions. There's going to be networking opportunities, a lot of different pieces to that day. It's going to be awesome and really exciting. We also have our graduate and professional school fair that comes up on Tuesday, September 26th. So if students even want to think about graduate school, that's something they're more than welcome to come to. It's open to everybody. Our career and internship fair, as I mentioned before, will be Thursday, October 5th. And then two that I specifically want to highlight for first year students that we're really excited about. We have our internship and engagement expo on November 1st, which is an opportunity for students to talk to other students about how they got their opportunities and what types of internships, field, or research opportunities they've taken advantage of. So it really is a way to see all the different things that our students are doing. And then lastly is our winter break job shadow program, which is hybrid. It's both in-person opportunities and virtual opportunities, where we have alum come back or work with our students to talk about what they do and potentially bring them on site to learn more about their jobs. So that's something to keep an eye open for as we go through the fall semester.
Thank you very much, Meredith, for that overview. If anybody has any questions about career services, Meredith is a fantastic resource, and it's always encouraging to have students kind of get connected really early with the office because they tend to have better outcomes and know about things that are available. So thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. I'm going to turn it over to Carrie Finlay, who is going to talk about the Office of International Education, as well as some of the awesome opportunities available through study abroad. Take it away, Carrie.
Thanks, Amelia. Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie. I use they, them pronouns. I am the coordinator of education abroad, and I work in the Office of International Education with my two lovely colleagues, Tom and Hui. And we work on study abroad opportunities, which is primarily what I do. And then we also welcome international students from over 60 countries to study here at ESF with us. So we're really proud of our multicultural campus. Even though we are a small campus, we have a good population of international students as well. Another plug I wanted to give, in addition to study abroad, I also serve as club advisor to SAGA, which is the Sexuality and Gender Alliance, and Acorns to Action, which is ESF's Disaster Relief Club. So if you're interested in either of those and or study abroad, please feel free to reach out to me. So I wanted to really tonight, my main goal is to let you know that study abroad exists. I know right now you're getting ready for the start of your first year, trying to figure out orientation, move in, your roommate, all of those things. So maybe you're not already thinking, great, how can I leave ESF and go to another country? But what I really want to make sure you know is that it is available to you, and study abroad is available to students in any of our majors. And there's really an option for everybody. So we have programs as short as 1 week and as long as 1 academic year. There are summer programs, there are winter break programs, there are semester programs. There are programs where you go and study at a university abroad and you're studying alongside students from that host country. There's also programs where you can go abroad and do a really hands-on and intensive field-based experience if that's something that you're looking for. There's internships that are available abroad. There's even virtual study abroad opportunities available. And so really, no matter who you are, what you are studying, what you're looking for, there really is a program that's a good fit for you. And I love to work with students one-on-one to kind of find out what are your needs, what are you looking for, and what can we find that will be a good fit for you. The other thing I really want to make sure I mention regarding study abroad is that there's financial aid. So I know people oftentimes don't even look into study abroad because they think, oh, I can't do that, it's too expensive. If you are even remotely interested in study abroad, please look into it, come and talk to me. We can talk about programs that we offer that are more affordable. Some of our semester programs actually end up being a bit less expensive than spending a semester here at ESF in Syracuse. So, and you can use your financial aid. There's additional scholarships you can apply for. So there's definitely ways to make it work. So if that's a concern of yours, just come in and talk to me and we can definitely talk about how we can make something work for you. And then our office also hosts a lot of different intercultural events and things like that. If you want to go to the next slide, Amelia, there's a couple of our events that I wanted to make sure that I highlighted. So one that I hope you will all plan to come to is our Study Abroad Fair, which is going to be Tuesday, September 12th. And it's a really great opportunity to come and get a broad overview of many of the programs that are available to you. So we'll have representatives there from partners that we work with. We'll have ESF faculty who lead groups of students abroad for credit. We'll have representatives from other SUNY institutions. And so you'll be able to kind of get a nice overview and shop around your options. And I see there's a question in the chat about how far ahead you should start planning. I always say the earlier, the better. You know, once you come, I think your first year is the best time to like come to the fair and start getting an idea of your options. Start learning about all of the many different types of programs that are available and thinking about, what would I want out of a study abroad? What am I looking for? And that way you can really know what's available to you and build that into your academic plan, which is really going to serve you well. So there's no like perfect time for anyone to study abroad. There's no perfect time to start thinking about it, but I do think that starting earlier just gives you more time to really explore and find what speaks to you. So please do come to the Study Abroad Fair. It's a lot of fun. And then I also wanted to talk about International Education Week. This is something that my office celebrates every fall, and it's a ton of fun. It's like the best week of the year, and it's a whole week dedicated to celebrating all things international education. So study abroad and also our wonderful international students. So some of the events that we typically do every year, we'll have an international morning munch. You may have heard about the morning munch already. If not, you will. It is free breakfast. And during International Education Week, it is free international breakfast. So you can come and try different breakfast foods from around the world, which is a really fun experience. We also host a cultural showcase, which is when, you know, people from all different countries, different cultures, different backgrounds, they come and they want to share about their home country, about their culture, where they're from, what their traditions are, what their food is like. And it's a really nice opportunity to learn about different countries, some of the countries that we have represented here at ESF. We always have some really beautiful performances, and of course, amazing food. Basically, any of our events, we have incredible food. So anytime you see OIE is sponsoring an event, if you are hungry, please come. And we always have vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free available. So don't worry, there's something for everybody. And then we also have a really lovely event, which is probably my favorite event that we've done the past 2 years with the Writing Resource Center, and it's a poetry and bonfire night. And so Jacob from the Writing Center, he works with students and anyone who wants to join to write some poems, maybe look at poems from their backgrounds, from their home cultures, and, you know, write a poem, or maybe just find a poem that really resonates with them. And then we do a little poetry reading around a campfire outside the library, and we like toast marshmallows and have hot chocolate. So it's really nice, and it's nice to hear people reading poems in different languages and, you know, just speaking from their hearts. So I hope that you'll come to our events. If anyone has any questions right now, I'll stick around for a few minutes. Feel free to drop them in the chat. I will also put my email address. So maybe once you arrive to campus, you've gotten settled in a little bit, then you can think, oh, I remember I heard something about study abroad. I want to find out more about that. Come and find me, and we will get started on that for you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Appreciate it. There's so many fun and interesting things and places to go. So definitely check out Study Abroad if that's something you've ever been interested in. It's a great opportunity for students, and you know, ESF has a lot of wonderful support, and Carrie is just a great colleague to get to know in general. So a lot of these folks will also be speaking at orientation. So if your student maybe isn't on the call right now, is maybe looking at stuff later on, we will reiterate some of this information for them. So don't think that it's the only opportunity. So I have a little chance to showcase some of the work of our office. This is a great team that we have here in Student Success and Engagement. It's kind of a newer office on campus, and the reason why it was formed is to really think more holistically about how your student navigates through their academic experience and their social life. So some people think that, you are a student and your academic life, your faculty, that is the only thing you're doing, but really we are whole people, and thinking about all the different aspects and ways that we can help shape and form and help students grow is really the goal of our office. We want students to develop as leaders, as citizens, as just great environmental stewards moving forward. And I think our office has a really great amount of opportunities for your students to get connected, to grow their skills. And yeah, so I mean, we cover everything from academic support, a lot of comprehensive resources, peer tutoring, clubs, organizations, college student engagement activities, so tradition programming as well, leadership development programming, community engagement opportunities, service, pretty much you name it. And we are in some way connected with the development of your student. And we also collaborate really frequently with other offices. So I'm going to turn over the microphone to my amazing colleague, Chris Card, who is going to talk a little bit more about some of the programs that we offer, some key resources, and a little bit about what you can expect from our office.
Thank you so much, Amelia, for that amazing introduction. So Amelia kind of covered a little bit about what our office does on the broad scale, but for what we do specifically, on our academic side, we provide support services, coaching and tutoring. On our side, the engagement side, we do plan new and transfer student orientation, family weekend, our traditional programs. That's kind of my thing. And also with community service. Our colleague Evie really focuses on student clubs and organizations and our student government. So that acronym MOSA, you hear it a little bit later. That is a Mighty Oak Student Assembly, and that is our undergraduate student government. And Amelia, if you will move on to the next one. So just in the fall, you can see a lot of the different kind of things that we do. So first, you're going to come in and there's going to be orientation. And that's going to be so much fun with all of our leaders. And then right after that, we have a whole week of different offices and divisions who are planning fun events or maybe events to build some skills for you. Then we welcome our families back in October and celebrate their students' achievements with them. We have our TGs. We have about 1 or 2 of those a semester. So those are thank goodness it's Friday or thank goodness it's almost over. And we kind of celebrate the end of the semester, give your students some time to chill out and socialize with other students. We have our club and involvement fair. That's right at the beginning of the semester. That's a great way to get involved. As Amelia said before, students who are more involved and engaged on campus are more likely to succeed in their academics. I regularly host blood drives. We have about 2 of those a semester. We celebrate first-gen students. Each fall and spring, we have a day of service where we kind of all come together and go out into the community and do some volunteerism. And then last year we had our first wellness fair, which was celebrating mental health awareness and giving some time for mindfulness. There's a ton of opportunities at ESF, but always keep in mind that you have opportunities at SU as well. Any sort of clubs or events, you're more than welcome to go to them as well, as much as we want to keep you here. So a little more about clubs and organizations. For a small school, we have over 45 clubs and organizations. So again, we are talking about MOSA, that Mighty Oak Student Assembly. That divides into 2 smaller things, which is Mosaic. That is our brand new multicultural student organization. And it helps clubs like our Black Student Union or our Latin American Student Organization, Saga, come together and help support these clubs and intersectionality on campus. And then I'm a little biased, but I love Oak. Oak is Okies Activity Council. And that's pretty much our student programming board. So me and a couple students come together and we decide hey, this might be fun to throw a Shrek party at the end of the year, and we're going to show the movie and we're going to have fun, and there's going to be food and it's going to be a blast. So I really encourage students to always vocalize what they'd love to see on campus, because why not do it, right? So our clubs are very diverse. We have our cultural clubs, but we also have things in academic and professional development. AXS, or Alpha Chi Sigma, is our honor society. A lot of our students get involved with that. That's also a great opportunity to continue volunteering throughout school. And then we have different clubs focused on majors or different interest areas. So as you can see, environmental health, environmental resource engineering, American Fishery Society is a great one. That's actually part of a national chapter, really gets you some good networking skills. And then we also have ones that are just kind of based on common interest. So we just started a blacksmithing club. Like, that is so cool. What college has a blacksmithing club? Come on. And then we have the Music Society, which I had a blast with them last semester when we made our giant music festival that happens right at the end of the school year. That's called Quadstock. If you love to sew, or if you love to knit or crochet, so naughty. If you love yoga, you like doing yoga early in the morning in the sunset or sunrise, yoga club. I mean, the opportunities really here are endless. And then if you are looking to start something new that you don't see, you can always come into our office and we can try to make it work. But always make sure that there isn't one already at SU, because you can always join that. So what's really exciting about community service at ESF is that you're going to do it here. Our students are very passionate about going into their community. I am a firm believer that there's no way that you can be highly knowledgeable about the environment without understanding your own community and being engaged in your own community, understanding environmental injustices in your community. It's a great way to go out and apply what you're learning in your classes to the real world. So some of the things that we offer is our alternative spring break. We have a picture of that over here in that kind of greenhouse area. We took some students out into Syracuse and did some intersectional service throughout the week. Students gave up their own spring break to help our community. That's how passionate our students are. Again, we have our blood drives, our day of service, which is going to happen in the fall, probably late September. We have our Saturday of service, which that's going to be right at the end of orientation. So make sure that you go to that and help your community learn a little bit more about Syracuse at the end of orientation. And we have lots of classrooms that are involved in service learning or community-based education in the classroom. And then right at the bottom, you can see more about our clubs and orgs. All of these organizations here are very committed to engaging with their communities and volunteering in their communities. They're very powerful. All right. So if you're wondering how you can kind of get to know, how you can get in the know rather, when events are happening or what clubs you can join, this is an amazing opportunity to do so. So this is ESF Engage. It's a fun little app and it's an online website. And that really tells you when all of our events are happening and what clubs we have available when they're meeting. You'll sign into your ESF Engage and then you'll just check in at events, and it's a great way to track what's been successful for us and what maybe we need to work on a little bit, or maybe just track what you've been up to. So yeah, you'll just download the Quark app and you just utilize the system. I mean, it's really, really important that you use it. We use it almost every single day on campus. So always check your Engage page if you want to stay engaged on campus.
Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. And I'm sure all of you will also be seeing Chris around campus, kind of all over orientation. So your students will definitely get to know our office quite a bit. ESF Engage is a really great platform just to see what is available. So when your student is coming home and saying, oh, I have nothing to do, check out Engage, tell them what's going on. You know, I think sometimes it's hard for students to get into that mode of like realizing all of the opportunities that they have on campus, but there's so many different options. So, and there's always more that are forming, which I think is really cool. So kind of along that same vein, we have a great partnership with Syracuse University. And not only do they offer clubs and organizations to our students, but we also have the opportunity to take advantage of their recreation services. The Barnes Center at the Arch is located right next to ESF's campus. It is a state-of-the-art facility that is brand new. A lot of ESF students take advantage of the climbing wall and all of the other classes, things that they have available. There's an indoor track, there's swimming, there's classes that they can take, and there's a brand new esports facility as well. So there's a lot of different opportunities if your student was involved in sports or really wants to kind of engage in their physical wellness. There's a lot of really great tools and resources, and you can check out all of those on the bewell.ese.syr.edu website, and they always have a list of what is upcoming. So we always encourage students to kind of explore Syracuse University as well and try to get the most bang for their buck. So I wanted to share a little bit about our orientation leaders and who they are and what they do. So this year we have around 40 student staff and 2 head orientation leaders, Rowan and Julia, who will be helping shepherd your student through the week of orientation and beyond. So these are dedicated students. Your student will be assigned to an orientation leader, and you'll be meeting with your orientation leader pretty much every day around the lunch period. They will help answer any questions your student has, help facilitate some icebreakers so your student can make some friends and get to know people, and will help kind of lead them around, take them on tours. So this is a good opportunity for them to meet with an upper class student who has kind of been through the ESF experience before. They engage in training with us throughout the week, and really their goal is to make sure that your student has fun and that they have a successful transition to ESF. They are a resource for your student. So if your student is coming and saying, you know, I don't know how to do this, ask them if they've talked to their orientation leader. So we will make sure that your student gets the support that they need. So you can always refer them back to our team as well, and we're happy to help reach out to your student. So I wanted to share with all of you a little bit about the first year transfer and parent orientation schedule. So just a disclaimer that some of these things are subject to change. It is still in a draft form, but we are really looking forward to welcoming your students and happy to answer any questions that you might have. So this is kind of a glimpse of the first kind of move-in days of orientation. Some of you may already know that there is a triples move-in day on Monday and then an all-student move-in day on Tuesday of that week. So here's a little bit of a glimpse of the programming that we will be hosting, a little bit about the schedule. This is just the schedule for first year students. There's also parent information sessions that are available on Monday and Tuesday as well. And there's a large full class welcome on Tuesday and a parent session as well with the dean, where she will talk about kind of what it means to be a family member, a supporter of an ESF student, and how you can also help be a part of their success, because we also know support of students during this time is really critical. So we're also happy to kind of answer any questions that you have, because you are also members of our ESF family now. We also have some really fun social programming in the evenings, but during the day, it's really critical that your student attends all aspects of orientation. Students who do not go through orientation and don't attend programs regularly often have a very challenging time meeting the needs of everything that they have to do, getting their questions answered. They often feel a little bit lost. So we do take attendance at events. We want to make sure that your student is getting all of the information that they need, making all of the connections that they need in order to be successful. So it really does start right after that move-in time. I know it might be very tempting to stay with your student, want them to come back to the hotel room with you, but I promise you we will take good care of them so you can kind of check in with them throughout the week. But we really do encourage families to at least try to depart on Tuesday evening. Students will also be required to go to mandatory floor meetings too. So I know if you're trying to plan on how you're going to say goodbye to your student and maybe go to dinner, just make sure you check the schedule before you make any plans. This will also be posted on the ESF student website very soon. So just happy to share a little bit of it now today with you. So Wednesday is kind of our academic day. This is the day that your student will be meeting with their academic advisor, learning about academic success opportunities, meeting with their OL small groups, and also going to department meetings and making schedule adjustments. So this is a really critical academic day for your student where they're going to kind of start to orient their brain about, okay, what is my next week going to look like? What's my first week of classes going to look like? We also have a silent disco dance party at night to blow off a little bit of steam. So it's a lot of fun. We try to kind of pair some heavier stuff with some lighter fun stuff in the evening. Thursday is really about learning what ESF is all about, what the expectations are during orientation. So all of these programs will be kind of concurrent. So we also will make sure that there's OL small group meetings in the evenings and in the middle of the day as well. Friday, your student will get a little bit of a break. Will be able to take care of business at offices if they need to kind of adjust anything, get any questions answered, maybe check out some work study opportunities. And then we engage in an all-campus activity called Convocation. So Convocation is the official welcome to all new and returning students. We want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to be addressed by some of the leadership of the college, and we really just want to share in a celebratory moment with everyone before the beginning of the school year. So after that, we will have a food truck rally and an opportunity to just kind of mix and mingle a little bit on Friday. On Saturday, as Chris mentioned, we engage in something called Saturday of Service, where we have all new and transfer students kind of go out into the community. We provide transportation for them to go to some of our key community partners where we engage in service activities. But more importantly, it's about them learning about the Syracuse area, about parks and associations. These are kind of just the start of their experience, kind of getting involved with either state or community agencies, really good networking skills. A lot of our partners are also ESF alum. So they tend to have a lot of fun, make some social connections, and do some real good in our community too. Transfer orientation is kind of a 2-day process. They are also part of our Saturday of Service. So you'll see that reflected in the schedule here. Transfer orientation mimics very much of the academic day of the first year schedule as well. We know transfer students often have a lot going on. They've already been through some of the other training aspects or components. But if your student wants to be involved in anything else, have them reach out to our office. We're happy to try and include them in whatever we can. So a little bit about our family orientation as well. We have information sessions that we will host on both Monday and Tuesday for families. Those will be held in Baker, and we offer a lot of different topic areas that are kind of those hot topics that people might have some last minute questions about. Housing meal plans, how to keep students safe, financial aid, mental health and wellness, academic and career success. And then, because housing and meal plans are always a hot topic, we try to cover it one more time in the afternoon. And families are welcomed over at Hendricks Chapel for the official welcome on Tuesday. And then there's a special parent and family session on Tuesday as well. So please try to make time in your schedule. We would love to have you. Don't feel like you need to stick around if your travel plans aren't conducive to that. If you have any other questions, we're absolutely available to you at other times. But I just wanted to share a little bit about what your student has coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's hard to believe it's already August. So just know that we want to be there for your student. We want to help them grow and be successful, and you are equal partners in that. So we hope that you'll engage with some of our programming. And if you do have any questions, I will kind of stop the recording soon, and we will just have an open Q&A. Just a little heads up, the next session will be on student mental health and wellness. We will also talk about our brand new portal called Medicat, which is going to help upload immunization records, also some health insurance and some emergency contact info. So we will have kind of a tutorial for you on how to do that. And also we'll talk a little bit about mental health and wellness at ESF and what you can expect from the counseling center. So I'm going to stop the recording. And if you have any questions, we'll stay on the call.